days, when the dust settles, we will crown a champion in Hoover.
I got the beast with the power.
Most feared bat in college baseball, Daniel Jackson.
Your SEC Triple Crown leader. Texas A&M's been red hot. Gavin Grohovac, Cade Sorrell, these two guys are dynamite.
Rearing back and delivering.
Texas is one of the best offenses in college baseball.
Dylan Fuentes, he's outstanding.
Superstar Justin LeBron, gone.
Breeze, goal!
I am the machine. I must be fed.
Nothing like it. The best college baseball tournament in America.
It's gone! He caught it!
What a play!
Heroics again! You got the best of the best here in Hoover, Alabama. Let's get it on.
And welcome to the 2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by Regions Bank. A glorious day for some baseball. Tennessee got started last night, and boy, did it go well. 15 hits, 11 runs as they move past South Carolina. They've won 2 of the last 4 SEC tournament titles. Meanwhile, Arkansas hasn't won this event since 2021, but they come in red hot. Their first appearance here in Hoover in 2026 is about to be upon us. As you look at this bracket already, Mississippi State with a run rule victory. They move on to take on Georgia tomorrow. Meanwhile, Florida looked really good, and now they get Alabama in a 4-5 matchup. That'll be tomorrow night. The winner of this gets Texas, and our night game, Auburn and LSU, should be a good one. They will face Texas A&M. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is the mayor of college baseball, former Stanford pitcher and big leaguer Kyle Peterson. And, well, KP, obviously, this is Hoover. It's the best conference tournament going. We have seen some great things over the years at this place, but one thing we haven't seen a whole lot of is offense, but I feel like we're getting it this year.
We've already got it. I mean, it feels like the first thing we talk about when we get here is how big the ballpark is, how big the ballpark plays. There's been 6 games played so far in the SEC tournament, 21 home runs hit in those 6 games, more than the first 6 games ever, and already more than the entirety of the tournament last year. And it's the power, when you look at it for Tennessee, that has really allowed them to jump forward in the second half of the SEC season. This was a team that, well, there's a bunch of new faces offensively, and those new faces weren't exactly clicking early in the season. They have been late, and it's one of the main reasons why ultimately Tennessee is in a spot to where they're back in the postseason, and the power is the story once again.
Yeah, KP, and it's just been, lately, it has just been a marvelous run for Tennessee offensively. You start thinking about the numbers in the last 20 games. How about 54 home runs, to put that all in perspective? This is looking like Tennessee the last 5 or 6 years. Meanwhile, for this Arkansas team, 17 wins this year in the league, and obviously it's been another good season trying to chase down 40 wins again under Dave Van Horn. What are they playing for this week?
Well, they're playing to potentially play at home, and it's a big reason why a run for Arkansas here changes what their postseason potentially looks like. Here's 15 through 19 in the latest D1 baseball projections. Arkansas squarely in. You come here and win a few games, you start moving up that totem pole. Obviously, Ole Miss has already lost. They won't play anymore. And you've got Oregon, Oregon State, and KU right there. But still a very legitimate chance for this Arkansas team to be playing home baseball.
Well, Tennessee the visitor in this matchup, and you see the lineup that Josh Elander put together. Of course, power again, the power numbers rearing their head in Knoxville, the first SEC team in history to have 5 consecutive seasons with 100+ home runs. And they've got a lineup here that just about anybody can leave the yard. Josh Elander still looks like he could leave the yard today, by the way, if he wanted to. The man on the mound, Tate McGuire, getting the baseball. This will be just his 6th start of the year, his 19th appearance. 1-0 record. What do we make of Tate facing this lineup?
Well, it's only the 3rd time he started against SEC opponents this year, too. He hadn't gotten very deep. In fact, the longest appearance that he had was against TCU earlier in the season. 4-seam cutter, will throw a changeup. Velocity's going to be in the low 90s. I think if you're Arkansas, if you can get 2 times through the order, would be great. But if you can get 3 to 4 innings, that's a good start today from McGuire.
So the Tennessee Volunteers will line it up first as Garrett Wright grabs the bat, the catcher for the Volunteers, hitting .345 on the year. And first pitch from McGuire in there for a strike. Tennessee got off to a really good start yesterday, picked up 2 runs in the first inning and never looked back. It's kind of been their formula of late, getting off to early leads. This ball's hit high in the air, out to left. Ruiz and New. It'll be Ruiz at the warning track. This morning, The first game out of the gate, 9:30 local time. Wind was blowing pretty well out. It's not as brisk as it is, or as it was this morning.
Doesn't it feel like, though, in years past when that ball's hit, you're like, yeah, they're going to catch it. And then after the first day and a half, that ball's hit. I'm not sure. Let's watch the routes out there.
Two-hole hitter, Blake Grimmer. Blake, 288. He's got a dozen home runs on the season, 33 runs batted in. Grimmer 2 for 5 yesterday. Did have a couple of punch outs. I think the other thing about this Tennessee lineup is Josh Elander now kind of feels comfortable. Levi Clark, who will fit in this lineup, was hitting toward the back end. He really got off to a slow start, but now the pieces, he's comfortable with where guys are in the lineup. I think it's worked. Maybe this is what he envisioned early, and it just took a while to get here.
It took a while to get swagger back, too, which we're so used to seeing for this Tennessee offense. It feels like that's back as well.
3-0 with the plate to Grimmer. Henry Ford on deck. There is Josh Elander already working the walkie-talkies. Are they still called walkie-talkies, or I just make that up?
I think we can still go with that.
Okay. I thought that was maybe a generational thing.
Communication.
Right there. I think that's probably better. Thanks. He is facing one of his mentors in college baseball, Dave Van Horn. Josh Elander was an assistant at Arkansas. We'll have more on that a little bit later, but boy, an awkward swing there from Grimmer, and just like that, it's 3-2 now. There's DVH. Well, they had a nice run of 20-plus wins in the SEC, but 17, not a bad number to throw up.
If that's your off year,
yeah, right.
life's pretty good in the SEC.
That's fouled at the plate. Walking in the stadium, Arkansas, there's some batting cages up in the right field concourse area, and I walk in, and sitting about 2 rows down in the stands was Dave Van Horn, just sitting there by himself. Some little kids coming over for autographs, and I was like, "Hey, Coach, how you doing?" He goes, "I think I might have made a mistake," because you can't sit there and people are not going to come. You're Dave Van Horn.
There may be a few that'll come up and at least say hello.
Yeah, you're not going to go into this building unrecognized. No. Fouls it off again.
McGuire pretty comfortable with that breaking ball early. He threw it 3-1, got a swing and miss. That time threw it in another good spot. It probably wouldn't have been called strikes, but close enough that it looks like it out of the hand of Grimmer.
8th pitch of the at-bat. Foul again, straight back. Boy, nice little battle here. Second hitter of the game, McGuire and Grimmer. Tennessee 4th in the league in average. Another foul ball at 300. How about that at bat? That was pretty solid. Fouled off 4 2-strike pitches to draw the walk. Most wins in SEC play last 10 years. You're looking at
loud.
Yeah, the top 2 right here, 150 and 146.
Yeah, the consistency that they have had since Dave Van Horn has been at Arkansas is pretty crazy, and Josh Elander has taken the prior history and run with it this year.
Vols finished 38-19, 15-15 in the league. Here is Henry Ford, 301 average, 19 homers and 55 runs batted in. One misses. Ford hit his 19th home run of the year. 4 homers in his last 5 games. As you know, us hitters likes to say, he is a compressor of baseball.
You say us hitters?
Yes.
Is that what you just
Yes,
said?
I did.
I just wanted to double check here. Yeah, you hitters do say that.
Well, it's a two-way guy when I was 9 years old. I could talk about pitching here in a little bit. Swing and a miss. Nice work by McGuire to get the heavy hitting Henry Ford back to the dugout.
Yeah, pretty good start at a bat right there. Gets out 0-2, runs a 2-seamer down and under. This looks like a right-on-right changeup. 86 miles an hour. He didn't throw that very often to right-handers, and I'm sure that Ford wasn't thinking he'd see that, especially since he'd been slider heavy up to that point. But good arm speed, good release. First strikeout of the day for Tate McGuire.
That one shot out of play to the right side. Off the bat of Grinlinger. And here's one of those guys I think that you knew you had a really good player. How does it play as a youngster in this league? And I think it plays quite well. Look at those numbers for a young man that first go round through this conference.
Yeah, and they kind of eased him into it a little bit too. It wasn't middle of the lineup right out of the gate. He worked his way up the lineup, but has turned into one of their more consistent hitters.
And 29 runs batted in. Grinlinger 1 for 5 yesterday, had an RBI. This team struck out 10 times. Tennessee did last week with yesterday without a walk. Ground ball to short. Kojal goes to second, and the Volunteers will leave one. Ryder Helfrich, the Arkansas backstop, is more than just a catcher. He is one of the top prospects in all of college baseball. He'll grab a bat when we come back. A 10 seed and a 7 seed as Arkansas comes in here, having won their last 4 SEC series, but they haven't won a game here in Hoover since 2023. They've lost 4 in a row, trying to stop that today with this lineup. Ruiz, Kojal, and there's Ryder Helfrich hitting in that 3-hole. 15 homers and 48 runs batted in. Zach Stewart, TJ Pompey, Nolan Souza. Kahio Aloy is a guy that really struggled early, but he has kind of found, maybe they bumped him down the lineup a little bit. Certainly he's maybe found a little bit more comfortable spot in that lineup.
Yeah, the power's come back. They're going to face a left-hander that's a veteran left-hander and battled some injuries last year at Virginia, came over in the portal, but Evan Blanco's a guy that kind of knows his way around the postseason. It's fastball, slider, changeup, more changeups to right-handers and left-handers. Cutter plays a little bit more like a slider. He calls it a cutter, I call it a slider. What he calls it is something that he's comfortable throwing, but I would say high trust factor if you're Tennessee and Blanco. He may not go out and punch out 12 today, but he's probably going to give you a fair amount of length, which Tennessee will need if they're really going to make a run through this thing.
He'll face this Arkansas lineup, 276 this year at the plate, 11th in the Southeastern Conference. Tennessee's pitching staff with a 4.64 ERA, which actually matches Arkansas for tied for 7th in the SEC. Ruiz, 319, 5 homers. First pitch he sees, misses inside. Blanco, coming in from Virginia, has started all 14 weekends for Tennessee. Out of Massachusetts. You talk about you pretty much feel comfortable with him. I mean, he's given you, of his 10 SEC starts, 6 have registered as quality starts.
Yeah, and that's the thing you're going to get with Blanco. The setting is not going to be too big, given the history that he had at Virginia.
Two and one to Ruiz. There's a strike. David Savage calling the balls and strikes today behind the plate. Of course, we've got the ABS challenge system in place. Each team will get 3 of those throughout the game. If you win the challenge, you get to keep it. Hopefully we won't have many of those. Ground ball to third. Gobbled up there by Ford across the diamond. Levi Clark moves from catcher to first base today with the pick at first, 1 down.
Watch defensively. Watch for him when he goes to get this in his head position when he goes on the backhand side. The head is right on it. Stays in a position where he's got plenty of time to make that strong throw across, but it's just a pretty efficient movement to it on the backside. For Ford, a guy that everybody kind of talks about offense first, but the defense has progressed this year over at third base.
They'll have the big shift on for Kojal. Camden hitting .309 with 17 homers and 63 runs batted in. Felt like he was going to have a good year and hasn't disappointed.
No, and he's done it at shortstop, which we didn't think he would coming in.
Mashed deep to right center. Just short of hitting his picture on the scoreboard. .109 off the bat. Wow.
That's how you hit a left on left slider, Dave. I mean, I know that you know hitting. We've already established that today, but that's a pretty good pass at it right there from Kojal.
There are no doubters, and then there was that. Kojal with his 18th home run of the year. Time called.
This is recognizing spin and just staying balanced all the way too. Kojal knows he's got it right away. It's just how far is it going to fly, and is he going to clip the scoreboard on the way out of the Hoover Met? Spent his freshman year at Vanderbilt, the last 2 years at Arkansas. The hit tool's always been there. But coming into the season, everybody thought Kojal's probably going to play second base. They work better when he's playing short. So you got left-handed power out of the shortstop position, and it's been very adequate defensively there, but that's the piece that you know you've always got a chance to get with him.
And again, I think it's always important to hit a home run with less than 2 outs, because you get the opportunity to get in the dugout, tell everybody about it, what you saw, the spin, get your TV shots. Here's Helfrich, another guy very dangerous. 292 on the year, 15 homers and 48 runs batted in. I mean, he came in with a billboard of, I'm the guy, I'm one of the best catchers in this country. There's probably there's a really good group of
the
catchers.
catcher class this year from a
phenomenal.
draft standpoint is about as good as you're going to see it, but Helfrich is right near the top.
Georgia Tech's Von Lackey, I was reading today, he has crept up. He might be the second pick taken. And a 4-pitch walk to Helfrich. So Zach Stewart now comes to the plate. You know, Blanco gave up that home run. That has been probably the one area when you look at his stat sheet that kind of makes you open your eyes a little bit. That's his 15th home run he's allowed.
Yeah, it's not extreme velocity. It's not a ton of swing and miss. When he gets to 2 strikes, he can finish guys off, but he has shown the tendency to a lot of longer.
Zach Stewart crushes one to right. He did hit the scoreboard. 2-run shot for Stewart, his 12th of the year. My goodness. 2 just laser shots to right center.
I would say the left-handed hitters for Arkansas are dialed up for that left-on-left slider, because that looked to be another one right there. How about 446 off the bat, and that one did carry all the way to the scoreboard. Zach Stewart was that guy that they were waiting for the power to come, because it had been there. But a big home run guy in the portal before he got there, but the home runs weren't necessarily coming early. As the SEC season has gone on, the power has started to come back. This shows you why he was one of the most feared power hitters coming over in the portal, and another reason that if he gets it going, it just makes Arkansas that much more dangerous.
Tennessee has now given up the most home runs as a staff in the SEC. They've given up 82, one more than A&M has. Well, we have seen a fourth, what was it? What was that one? 430, 432?
466.
I mean, just.
You don't see him pepper the scoreboard very often when we come here.
You talked about it in the open, like it's just, this is a different year. The ball is, there have been some years where the ball jumps, but it hasn't been like this. We are close to surpassing last year's home run total.
Oh, we already have.
That's crazy.
Yes. 20 total home runs hit last year in the entire tournament. That's number 23 already this year.
Could it be the baseball? Could it be just these guys are that much bigger, stronger? But something's different. 2-2 on the way, a little slow roller. Blanco is going to have to field throw to balance, and he throws it up against the tarp, and TJ Pompey will wind up at second base.
Boy, it's just another example of you put it in play and potentially good things that can happen. Swinging bunt right here on what was a really good changeup. It's probably the best one that Blanco's thrown the entire day, but now you're just trying to do something heroic to get you off the field, and even if that throw is on right there, they're not going to get Pompey at first. Goes down the right field line. He recognizes it right away. We'll get the first trip to the mound for Tennessee today.
It has been a laser show to start this game for Arkansas. You get Ruiz on a ground out. Kozel smokes one to right center. And a walk to Helfrich and a 2-run blast from Zach Stewart. That just dented or broke a light out there in the scoreboard.
Second baseman number 3, Nolan Souza.
So we've had 900 feet of home run here in the first inning.
Yeah.
Nolan Souza, 277 hitter with 3 homers. The 6th Arkansas Razorback to come to the plate here in the first inning. Souza looks at a strike. Souza, a big boy out there at second base, by the way. 6'3", 215 pounds.
He can move, too. He's one of their best base stealers, if not their best base stealer.
Another ball hit hard off the bat. That'll get a run home. Pompey turns the corner, jogs in. And believe it or not, that's the hardest hit ball of the inning. That one was 112 off the bat.
What's interesting so far, too, is the loud contact has all been from left-handed hitters. And for Blanco, it just seems that's another one. It's a slider that's just hanging in the zone. Both home runs left on left. This time another left on left slider that Souza just leans on down the right field line and extends that Arkansas lead.
Oh, the Hogs are loving the start to this one. 4 runs on 4 hits. Kahio Aloy has his average up to 294, 9 homers and 41 runs batted in. Already some activity, as you might imagine, for this Tennessee staff. Nick Abraham. But you have to think Blanco's got to face at least another couple of guys.
You'd like him to. Yeah, it becomes that balance pretty quickly of, hey, we really wanted to get length, but our eyes are telling us we got to do something pretty quick here.
Another one out to right. Eisfelder to the wall and makes the catch. That didn't miss by much. That'll get Souza to third on the tag.
I mean, even the outs are loud right now. And this is, it shows you the strength of Aloy. This ball got in on him a little bit. I mean, he just muscles this thing to right. I don't think Eisfelder kept it in the ballpark, but it was a foot or two away from carrying out. Would have been the 3rd home run of the inning for Arkansas. Instead, just a long, loud out to right.
Mike Anu, big swing and a miss. He is the 8th man to hit this inning. Fouls it straight back. Arkansas 8th in the conference in home runs this year. With actually, they're now tied with LSU for 7th. Georgia, of course, leading this conference in the country in home runs with 147. Arkansas up to 90. Six of the 16 teams have 100+ home runs this year in the SEC. Now back again. You know, in my visit with Coach Van Horn up in the stands earlier today, we just talking a little ball, and he's like, you know, just you know how coaches are. Yeah, we're playing well. I mean, I feel like we're comfortable where we are. We're comfortable in our skin. We've just kind of figured it out. And I'm like, no, you're rolling. You know,
They're playing as well as they have all
Yeah.
year. And what the different thing for Arkansas is, from a rotation standpoint on the weekend, they're still not quite sure what they're going to get after Hunter Dietz, who's been outstanding. But the offense has come alive in the second half, and that's been why they've been so good.
swing and a miss there, and that'll get Tennessee off the field. But 4 loud runs here in the first.
And that offense showed up right away. How about 2 combined home runs in the first that travel just shy of 900 feet? Kojal hits his 18th. Zach Stewart hits his 12th. It's a 4-run first for the Hogs and a quick early lead.
2026 SEC Baseball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC. Mississippi State put up 8 runs in the 6th inning to take down Missouri 12-2. And then, as you just said to me, he's back. Brendan Lawson, 3 for 3, a home run and a double as Florida beats Vandy 8-3. Lawson been fighting kind of an injury, just nagging stuff. I think all that has been flushed, and he is turning into the player that we all anticipated we were going to see. Got off to a great start this year.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a month and a half lag, and now he's looking like one of the better hitters in the country, which he is.
Tennessee's going to have to turn their offense up a notch. They trail 4-0 here in the top of the 2nd. Here's Levi Clark. Big swing and a miss. And Levi will head back to the dugout for out number 1. Second strikeout for McGuire.
Yeah, you got to be encouraged if you're Arkansas. The start that McGuire has had out there, the slider has been very good so far, and this is what he gets Clark swinging on here. 1 strikeout in the first of Henry Ford. Now the punch out for Clark to start the 2nd.
4 first pitch strikes for Tate on the mound, and now he gets a look at Manny Marin. Tennessee shortstop has shown us some pop in the bat. Yeah. 9 home runs this year, 43 runs batted in. That one is off the fist and will be a souvenir.
He's had a really good year. He's only made 4 errors at shortstop. So 4 errors at shortstop. The power numbers have come in, and here come the Tigers. There's something about that night game, and LSU tends to get interesting here historically in Hoover. We'll have it after this one.
Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic matchup.
And you got an Auburn fan base that doesn't have to travel all that far to get here. It should be a great way to end day 2.
Oh, 2 on Manny Marin. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts now. And he struck out 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, he just didn't look comfortable in that bat either. And I don't. It's way early, but the right-handed hitters, especially for Tennessee, are not seeing that slider, because that was about a 58-footer, and Marin had the hands going just about before it came out of Tate McGuire's hand.
7-hole hitter Blaine Brown. Oh for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. The only starter in the lineup for Tennessee that didn't have a hit last night.
The 1-0 changeup right there. Yeah, from Blaine Brown, I mean, this was the one that was one of the most sought-after guys in the transfer portal that just hasn't really hit so far this year.
Chases one down in the zone. He led Rice in batting average, hits, doubles, home runs, multi-hit games last year. Came in as a 2-way player. Ground ball to the right side. They had the shift on and played perfectly, and that'll get Arkansas off the field. An easy 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts for Tate McGuire. college baseball. Of course, Tony Vitalo now with the Giants, but Wes Johnson, Josh Elander were all on the staff in 2017 in Fayetteville, and this is what it looks like now. Wes Johnson, of course, just won Georgia's first SEC championship in the regular season since 2008. Tony Vitalo still trying to figure things out at the big league level, and Josh Elander running the show. And talking to Dave Van Horn about how did he end up with Josh Elander. Obviously, there was a connection. Tony Vitalo coached Josh at TCU. But he first met Josh in 2011 as the coach of USA Baseball. Went as an assistant coach. He said it was great. I was throwing BP, working with all the guys. He's like, first time I'd been an assistant coach in a while, and it was just fun. Mike Zunino, who was the All-American catcher at Florida, was supposed to be their main catcher. But Mike Zunino was in Omaha with Florida and then didn't want to go to USA Baseball, which opened up a spot for Elander to go. Of course, Josh was a fantastic, unreal player at TCU, and he said that's where I first got to know him, loved him, and the guy was just, he goes, there are guys that grab your attention during BP. Josh was one of those guys.
Well, I think he grabbed your attention for a few reasons. One, the player that he was, but two, you look at certain guys and say,
right,
that guy's going to coach someday. I don't know when, but that guy's going to coach someday. That's a pretty impressive coaching tree for DVH right there.
He told him back in 2017, they were just kind of talking about life in general, and he told Josh, he says, you're going to be a head coach at a major big-time program here, not in the too distant future. It maybe took a little while longer than Josh might have wanted, but it all worked out for him as he gets to run the show at Tennessee now. Called strike 3, and Reese Robinette goes down for out number 1.
Good bounce back right there. Tough first inning for Evan Blanco, but now sticks a fastball glove side in the outside part to freeze Robinette.
But the lineup flips back to the top now as Damian Ruiz gets his second opportunity to see Blanco. Grounded out his first time. Nice play by Henry Ford at third base to throw him out. And Blanco ahead, 0-1. Already 35 pitches for Blanco. One and two.
Yeah, that's that changeup. You can see him grip it early too, and it's the Vulcan change. You don't see too many guys throw, but almost look like a split between the middle finger and the ring finger. So it allows you to have full arm action. You can use the arm speed that you do normally with a fastball. It's the grip that takes all the speed off.
So the Vulcan grip, I like that term. And like is that the grip right there we're looking at? Is that kind of the
and he'll grip it that way every time.
Yeah.
So because he doesn't want to dig in his glove to try to have to get to it.
Leaves that one out over the plate. And that's a base hit. And here comes Camden Koziel. This is what happened.
First of two no-doubters in the inning for Arkansas. Left-on-left slider that Koziel drives out of the ballpark for the 18th time that he's done it this year. Had a solo shot. Stewart would follow two hitters later with a two-run shot of his own.
The junior transfer from your neck of the woods in Omaha, Nebraska. Hits another one high in the air. I think it'll stay in the park, though. Catch made out there by Abernathy. And that'll be out number 2. Here is Ryder Helfrich. He probably has a good feel for the strike zone.
Yeah, when he's got a bat and when he doesn't have a bat.
Yeah. What do you think makes him such a sought-after prospect?
Well, we'll get into more as the game goes on, just watch him defend.
Yeah.
And it's not just the ability to throw, and he can do that, but he's really quiet behind home plate with the glove. And there's not a ton of movement. The catchers that I like the most are the guys that kind of get set and stay there, and Helfrich is that. He knows when to try to steal a pitch. He knows when not to. The ones to let go by, and it's just rock solid, consistent in pretty much every phase of the game.
There's a strike, 1-2. I mean, he has caught pretty much every game the last 2 years and has a total of 9 errors in 2 years behind the plate. And think how often the baseball is around him.
Plenty. Yeah, it's that ideal situation if you're Arkansas, because you want one of your most trusted guys, ideally behind home plate, that can run the game, can run the pitching staff, and Helfrich has proven to be that. That's why the pro side loves him so much too.
Sharply hit. Oh, gloved by Ford across the diamond and picked by Clark. Blanco points to Ford and said, "Thank you very much."
Well, that's 2 beauties in 2 innings defensively for Henry Ford, because this is extra bases and it would have added to the Arkansas lead. Full extension, go backhand, pop up, stick that foot in the dirt, and a strong throw across. Important defensive play right there by Henry Ford, but the Vols need to get the offense going next. When we come back, Dave Van Horn, the head hog, will join us. 4-0 early.
Six SEC baseball tournament presented by Regions Bank. Dave Neal, Kyle Peterson are joining us down that Arkansas dugout. Our longtime coach Dave Van Horn. And coach, first time out here in 2026. Looks like your offense feeling quite comfortable. Is this ballpark feeling like it's playing kind of smaller today?
It's definitely playing smaller. Ball's traveling. We've been in town for a while. We came straight here from Lexington after our last series, and took batting practice Monday at a high school, and ball was absolutely flying. It was just a little different.
Tate McGuire, early, just 3rd start against SEC teams this year, but the first 2 innings have been great. What have you seen so far?
He's commanding both sides of the plate, and he's throwing his off-speed first strike, obviously, and then he's popped a few good fastballs, and just like that, cutter, getting ahead in the count, and he's been going to work. He's got some experience. He's a veteran.
Hey, Coach, last thing about your team right now, the way you're playing as you're coming into this tournament. What makes you feel good about this group?
Well, just kind of what you saw in the first inning, man. These guys are into it. They're excited to be together and playing together. And, had a little slump in the middle of the season. We kicked it in the second half, and it's been exciting to be around them. All
right, well, we'll let you get your first challenge of the tournament. Go watch it.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. It is a ball. It is overturned. The count is 1-1. That is the 46th challenge so far through six and a little bit of 7 games. I know the Southeastern Conference spent a lot of time just trying to get the formatting of this together to make sure it was efficient. And so far, for the day and a half of baseball here, it is worked. It is not a long process.
No, and listen, it's going to take a couple days, right? I mean, just to get it as efficient as possible. That was quick, which you want to see. Challenge, look at it, decision, go.
To the right side. That'll be out number one as Souza makes the play. We were talking to Dave Van Horn just a moment ago about his team and really likes where they are. Just feels like they have all settled into their position. We talked a little bit about it right now, projected as a 2 seed, but if a few things happen outside of just this league and Arkansas wins a couple of ball games, maybe they have a chance, to host a Baum next week.
Yeah, it's definitely not out of reach. And not only is it not out of reach, if you win 2 here, I think that the argument gets pretty loud for Arkansas to be one of those last couple. But you are watching what's going on across the country. Oregon, team that we don't often talk about, is potentially hosting, although last couple of years they definitely have. Kansas is one that we don't.
Sky high in the infield. Pompey, the third baseman, comes in to make the catch. That'll be 2 down.
When you look at those on this list, one of them is Ole Miss, who lost their opener here. KU won the Big 12, and I think that definitely matters. They have not played yet in the Big 12 tournament. Oregon did not win the Big 10. UCLA ran away with it. Oregon State doesn't play this weekend. It'll be interesting to see how that's looked at, whether it is a positive or a negative with everything else going on. But KU, a program that has never hosted.
Garrett Wright slaps one out to left for Tennessee's first hit here with 2 down in the third. Yeah, you know, about midway through the season, you start to see Kansas pop up and playing well, and you just kept waiting just because of their history, waiting for it to kind of go backwards.
And they had one bad weekend. I mean, West Virginia went into Lawrence and swept them, but aside from that, KU kind of ran away with the Big 12.
That'd be neat to have a regional in Lawrence. Those folks, I think, would show up and
we've seen it in the past, right? I mean, when teams that either haven't hosted or haven't hosted in a long time, and the shot in the arm that it gives the entire program moving forward, obviously this year, but from a fan base standpoint, you create true fans. I mean, hey, we saw it at Tennessee when Tony got there.
Right.
They hadn't hosted in forever. And not only has it led to a national championship, it led to a $100 million stadium and a totally different outlook on Tennessee's baseball program.
Grimmer, the 2-0, sky high out to center. Micah New makes the catch. So Arkansas leads it 4-0. They'll try to build on that. And the guy that hit a mammoth home run in the first will grab a bat when we come back.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Oh, to hoist that trophy. The SEC has done that quite a bit. over the last 8 years. Can they do it again? You look at the top 8 national seeds. According to D1Baseball.com right now, UCLA hanging on to that #1 spot. Georgia Tech nipping at their heels. Georgia right behind them. And then you've got 4 SEC teams rounding out that list, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
I feel like you got 7 set. Now, it may not be the exact 1 through 7, but I think those first 7 are set. Then it's the battle for the 8th and final.
Wow. Zach Stewart just touches another one. Bounces out of the stadium. Oh, my goodness. That one left his bat at 116 miles an hour. That might be the hardest ball I've seen hit this year.
It's got to be up there. I mean, he's hit 870 feet of home runs so far today, and we're in the 3rd inning. Yeah, I think you probably know that one's gone. My goodness. 421 off the bat right there at 116 miles an hour for Stewart, who has just demolished 2 balls.
That is the 3rd home run allowed by Blanco now. That is 17 on the season in his 82 innings of work. Camden Kojal hit one back in the 1st as well. Those 2 have combined for the 3 home runs for Arkansas, and it's 5-0 Hogs now. And that one misses. 2-2 the count to TJ Poppy. Boy, Stewart, the senior transfer from Missouri. Ground ball, and this is foul. 3 years at Missouri State. Again, it's one of those, like we were talking, I've talked to numerous coaches about it. Like some of those schools, guys have really good years. And even though you could see all the potential, but to the mid-major transfer portal guy, you're not 100% sure what that's going to look like. It takes some guys don't get there. Some guys it takes a while to understand. Zach Stewart's hit tool could work anywhere.
Yeah, but I would tell you that, the first half of the season, and especially going into the first few weeks of the SEC, it didn't look like that. But if you're Arkansas, right now you don't care. If it continues to look like that, that is a game-changing bat.
Safe at first. Poppy can really run.
I mean, the power today has been incredible for Arkansas, but the fact that it's been 3 home runs left on left, I think is equally, if not more, impressive, just because of what the approach has been. I mean, he's now hit the scoreboard and dented the overhang at right field in 2 swings.
In 3 years at Missouri State, he ended that run of his college baseball career with 44 home runs, which finished up 7th all-time at Missouri State. Now he's put together 13 more here at Arkansas. High fly ball out to Blaine Brown, and he'll make the catch. That'll be out number 1. Here is Kahio Aloy now. Kahio flied out to right his first time up. Whoa. Hand left the bat, a 1-arm swing.
You don't see this one very often. If you do, a lot of times you go back and get a little stick-em on there. Look at that.
Well, that left hand came out early.
Came off super early, yes. I mean, it's not intentional, obviously, but That's what you always get concerned about a little bit.
Yeah, I think, Dave, the way that hand left the bat so early.
So if you see a hand injury swinging a bat, it is almost universally when they don't make contact. Those are the ones that are concerning, and especially given the time of the year that we're at, it makes sense to get him out of there right away. It's just it's such a it's that bottom hand, and this is when you know that something's bothering them, is the one that's right on the knob. And if there's going to be usually injuries to a swing, it's going to be the hand that's on the knob, as that knob comes through, and he let go of that bat really early.
It looks like Carter Rudenbar is going to step in to this 0-1 count. Rudenbar has had a fantastic season. I mean, he's played a bunch of baseball, 33 starts, 45 games. He's hitting .305. It's the third best number on the club. A couple of homers. And just like that, he's in this game.
This kid's had a good freshman year. In fact, there was a period of time they had pushed him up to the leadoff spot for a little bit.
Misses inside. Rudenbar, 1-1 the count to Carter, who came to Arkansas as a catcher, but obviously with Ryder Helfrich back there, had to find some other spots. But Dave Van Horn said he's such a good athlete. They've played him in numerous spots this year. 1-2. Came out as the #2 catcher in Texas last year, top 50 overall prospect nationally.
Come on, Rudy.
One down in the inning. Good crowd on hand for this first of 2 in our night session. And of course, you can expect it to get a substantially larger with the combination of LSU and Auburn later tonight. Throw down to second. Oh, what a throw from Garrett Wright. I mean, talk about putting it on the money.
Yeah, you can't do it any better than this. Manny Merritt just put the glove down and waited for it to hit the glove. I don't even know if he had to move to tag him.
But Arkansas does add a run to make it 5-0. Garrett Wright gets him off the field with a great throw down to second. Tennessee needs to get the bats going.
Let's go. Come on.
home runs by the Hogs, the first from Camden Kojal, and then Zach Stewart has put on a show for the folks here at Hoover. 1,300 total feet of home runs. Stewart, 2 pitches, 2 home runs for Arkansas.
Both first pitch?
Oh, new arm on the mound for Arkansas, Parker Coyle.
It feels like it may be one of those days for Arkansas where, especially now that this is not a double elimination tournament, you want to make sure that you get 3 or 4 guys in there. I would assume they advance to tomorrow. We see Hunter Dietz, but right here, Parker Coyle's been a big part of this Arkansas bullpen the whole year. The control is phenomenal. 48 strikeouts, 8 walks in 41 innings this year for the left-hander.
He'll work here, top of the 4th to Tennessee. By the way, we do have some weather in the area, so any of our exposed cameras, we've had to lock them down for safety reasons. They are operational, but we just have a couple that'll be moving around. Hopefully this cell that is in the neighborhood will get out of here quickly. A little drizzle here the last 10 minutes.
Oh, it wouldn't be Hoover without a rain. No, we're not there. Not that. But some weather.
It'd been nice if this would have happened Friday with the day I'm not here.
I always appreciate you thinking of everyone else first. I'm sure you'd be letting us know, too, if it was happening.
Well, I'll check in with you. I'll text you, see how it's going on Friday.
Especially if we're in a delay.
Yeah. Henry Ford 0 for 1. His average right at 300 with 19 homers this season. Man, he smokes that one, but foul.
Go get it, Levi! Levi!
Could be a muddy night on the hill. Swing and a miss. And Parker Coyle gets the strikeout.
Pretty straightforward right there. Osby was hooked foul right there. Just grabbed a 4-seamer, rip it to home plate. Oh, it may have been a sinker. Had a little bit of run to it.
Trent Grenlinger. That one scoots past the third baseman, T.J. Pompey, out into left field.
Yeah, that one kind of ate up Pompey. It's the tweener where he starts to try to give ground right away, play that ball off to the side so he's got a little bit more time to read the hop, and instead, it's probably one you want to wear. Jump in front of it. Even if you don't glove it cleanly, you got a chance in this case to throw out Grenlinger over at first base, but clean into left, but an error on the third baseman, Pompey.
Looks like we have some equipment issues going on. Reese Robinette over at first base, changing out gloves.
Was that your game last night where there was a hole in the first baseman?
Yes.
Glove? I don't remember who it was, but I remember the shot was a great shot of it.
Yeah, that's something you want to check. You want to make sure.
Fairly important part of the uni over there.
I think it might have been Dayton Taki, Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. That would be very easy for me.
At first.
Yeah.
In
Thank you.
This half inning.
Levi Clark struck out his first time up. Oh, Mason Braun. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that is a dangerous thing to have happen for the first baseman.
When the intent of the glove is to actually stop the ball from going through it.
And I wonder how it makes me wonder, like, when did that happen? Like, did he see it happen? Like, so you know what happened, or did you just glance down? Like, if somebody would have hit a ground ball and you have to make a catch and you not
feeling the wind hit his fingers at that point.
There you go. Clark looks at a strike, 3-1. Here's a guy I think as we get rolling toward the NCAA tournament that could be a real difference maker for Tennessee, Levi Clark.
He can impact a baseball as much as anybody just from a raw power standpoint in this Tennessee lineup.
Sluggish start, but has found it again. And boy, there you go, right on cue. Smokes it out to center field, base hit. Tennessee will have 2 on. That one is bobbled out there in center by Micah New, and everybody gets to move up 90 feet.
You know, you had this in the night game last night to where it was almost like it was due late. In this case, it was just enough rain that's fallen that's going to make everything a little bit slicker. And I think when he went to go grab that baseball's just slick enough that he can't get a handle on it. I mean, it came right out of his hand. The transfer's fine. Watch this. It's just, whoa, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Didn't go where I thought it was going to go.
Manny Marin to the plate. He's 0 for 1. And he struck out his first time. That was against Tate McGuire. His first look at Parker Coyle. Oh, 2. Dave Van Horn was talking about this game and how he's just going to try to piece it together. Then he could get his arms set because he'll have a day off tomorrow if they are able to win this game.
And then you're set up for probably the way that you wanted to roll out in the postseason.
But as he said, you know, we're just going to try to piece it together. We'll see how it goes. Well, so far, so good.
You see guys take different approaches here, and sometimes it's based on what you have next, but potentially what you're playing for. I mean, Florida started Aiden King today in one of those that, you know, they're fighting for a potential top 8. Obviously, they get the win and move on.
Ground ball, foul. Still 0-2 on Marin.
But I would assume Arkansas wins this game. We see Dietz in their next game.
Yes, he pretty much confirmed that. He said he's been on short rest the last 2 weeks, Dietz has, and wasn't going to do it 3 weeks in a row with the postseason coming up. Manny Marin didn't have a chance.
That is a rude slider right there. Look at this thing. I mean, that moved all the way across the plate. By the time, watch where Helfrich catches this ball. It's all the way outside of his outside foot. That's got to be 10 to 12 inches off the plate by the time it gets to home plate. And out of the hand, it looked like it was going to catch plenty of the plate.
One of the reasons Tennessee has been on an uptick offensively is their production with 2 outs. 319 in the last 2 months. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, and that's a good time to get a base knock. Chases that one down, 0-2.
Feels like Blaine Brown's going to have to hit a slider right here. That's the one that Coyle has leaned on since he's got into the jam right here.
Shallow right center. Can anybody catch it? No, it's going to drop. And with 2 outs, the runners were on the move, so Grinlinger and Clark score. And that's going to go as a 2 RBI double.
Yep.
First hit of the tournament for Blaine Brown.
Yeah, watch where we're starting out in center field, too. And this is, it's a long way for Micah New to have to go. But then the initial break was back. If that break is in, he's got a chance to get there. And Kozel's going to peel off right at the last minute. He may have had a chance to make that play, but one of those where you're playing deep anyway because of the way this ballpark is played, and Brown's got the ability to run one out of here, but just hit it in a spot that it would have taken I don't know about a perfect route, but a very good route to get there. Instead, it falls and gets the Vols on the board.
Now it's Nate Eisfelder. Eisfelder 0 for 1 on the year, 238. Guy that back in the fall was showing some signs of life. They felt like he had some moments where he could contribute, and hasn't played a ton, but of course gets the start because Reese Chapman got hit in the face with a baseball in Monday's practice. Pretty bad injury, has a fractured bone in his face. He's in Knoxville right now, doing okay. They're just trying to go through a game plan on next step. This one's lifted in the air out to left. It continues to float and drift. Ruiz is there to make the catch, and the inning is over. But Reese Chapman, we don't know. He's day to day. We'll figure out what that is moving forward. Hope probably get him back by the regional. Here it's 5-2, Arkansas out in front. Last inning, defense kind of let Arkansas down. Some miscues allowed 2 runs to come in to score.
Yeah, and this is the one that I think environment led to it a little bit. This isn't going to show as an error, but when you see that ball go up and it's that high and stays in the air that long, there's just an assumption that somebody's going to get there. Instead, nobody could. They catch that, they're out of the inning with a 0. Instead, the ball off the bat of Blaine Brown falls. That allows Tennessee to score 2 runs, and now they will go to the bullpen. A left-hander, Chandler Day, on there for the 14th time this year. Most have come out of the bullpen, generally short stints. It was the 14th appearance, but just 11 1/3 innings for the freshman left-hander.
Out of Germantown, Tennessee. A little bit of a run of late. Matter of fact, he had maybe his best appearance of his young career was in a game versus Ole Miss back at toward the end of April. Struck out the side on 13 pitches. He will face Micah New, followed by Reese Robinette, and then Damian Ruiz. Three home runs in the game for Arkansas, 2 by Zach Stewart. Little blooper. Shallow left, and this one is caught. Wow. Blaine Brown laying out, making a grab for out number 1.
This is going to get in on the hands of Micah New, and he's just kind of fighting to try to get barreled to it. That's hitting your spot, too. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. Watch Blaine Brown enter the picture. Decent break, but this is taking it right off the grass for an important first out right there after Tennessee put 2 on the board in the 4th.
Here's Reese Robinette hitting in the 9 hole. He is at 248 after striking out his first time up. Young man in his 4th year in the Arkansas program. Redshirt junior. Big home run in the College World Series last year in their opening game against LSU, and really a game I think that as that World Series got underway, the thought process was the winner of that game would probably jump to the forefront of potential national champs, and LSU picked up that victory and pushed Arkansas into that losers bracket. The Hogs were really good last year.
Hogs were really good, and that super last year between these two teams was just 2 games. Arkansas won them both, but as high intensity, honestly, as high as intensity as we thought it was going to be when we went down there.
Here's Ruiz, 1 for 2. Man, time flies, doesn't it? I mean, talking about last year's supers, and I mean, we're just 2 weeks away from that again. 1-0. Catches a little piece of the plate. 1-1. Day came out of high school ranked as the #1 left-handed pitcher in the state of Tennessee. And gets the strikeout here. Nice clean inning for the freshman left-hander. Keeps it at 5-2. Back at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium, Alabama makes their way into the top 4 seeds at this tournament, along with Texas A&M, Texas, and your SEC regular season champs, the Georgia Bulldogs, who really showed me some moxie to finish up the season, having already won the championship. They take 2 of 3 on the road from the Auburn Tigers to finish up the regular season. But the story so far to me in this tournament is the amount of home runs we have seen. It is the most in tournament history. This is the 28th year, 29th overall, 28th straight year we've been in this.
They've played a few of them.
Yeah.
Here, and there's been some pretty decent hitters that have run through in those tournaments too.
Jay Abernathy trying to lay the bat down. You know, one of the things that I think have been a little bit overlooked in terms of this tournament and how the seeding played out. If you had Alabama somewhere sneaking in as a top 4 seed, good for you.
I mean, preseason.
Yes.
Yeah.
The job that Rob Vaughn has done. That one's lifted out to left. That'll be out number 1 as Abernathy is retired. But the job that he did over at Alabama this year
awesome.
is quite spectacular.
They got a chance to be a top 8 national seed.
Yeah.
I think Alabama was picked preseason 9th or 10th in the SEC. But ultimately play themselves into that spot. They're playing at home for sure. We know that. I mean, they're absolutely going to host. It's just whether or not they can pull a top 8.
I don't know who Alabama's throwing tomorrow. I haven't got any word on that just yet. But you know, Florida would love it if Tyler Fay was back just to make a point, because Tyler Fay mowed him down.
He was pretty good against them the first time.
Yeah. Nobody got a hit.
To be fair, he's qualified. He's been pretty good against a lot of them this year.
Yeah, that was not a good weekend for Florida over in Tuscaloosa earlier in the regular season. Alabama put it on them pretty good all weekend, and they'll get a rematch as Florida looked really good today. Throwing Aiden King out there. Now that Ian Peterson is kind of the guy we thought he'd be, that is a pretty dynamic little 1-2 punch.
That should play just fine in the postseason with a bullpen that can cause you a lot of problems.
Garrett Wright 1 for 2 today. Boy, did he have a nice throw to end the inning, as he got TJ Pompey, who was 15 of 16 in the stolen base department, just gunned him down at second base. Not too often you see the catcher as your team's leadoff hitter, but that's the case with Garrett Wright. Nine homers on the year. This will just be a single out to left, fielded by Ruiz, and a 1-out base hit for Tennessee.
Well, he had that early power surge from Arkansas, and it felt like offensively they may run away and hide a little bit. It's a 3-run game. I mean, one swing right here, and that changes everything.
And you got some guys coming up that can do just that. Grimmer with 12, Ford with 19, Grinlinger with 8, Clark with 13. Fouled out of play. Again, this Tennessee team with 111 home runs this year. And it's a remarkable stat. It's just something that just kind of sneaks up on you. But 5 straight years of 100+ home runs for Tennessee. And no other team in the history of this league has ever done that.
Yeah, so back to that previous comment of going to hit more home runs here than we ever had. There's been some pretty good offenses that have never done that within this league. And that's just, it's been the calling card for Tennessee offensively.
Coyle gets Grimmer to foul that one off his foot. Did you ever, I mean, like when you get a pitch, a hitter to, when you get throwing those back foot slider type things or a breaking ball down, you get a guy
fastball in.
That was just a certainty with you.
Oh yeah, I mean it maybe a little bit different now if it's hitting the pad, because the immediate pain isn't quite what it used to be. And that was part of it.
And now you got the pitch. They can't stand around and dilly dally. They got to get back in there.
Right.
Did you smirk a little bit, though, when you got a guy to foul one off like that on his foot?
Well, especially if you got him twice. That's when there was some smirking.
Grimmer hanging in there, forcing Coyle to make some good pitches. 2-2 the count. Coyle, the second Arkansas pitcher. Great job by Tate McGuire, by the way, who got the start today. Went 3 clean innings.
Got to be interesting how they use McGuire in the postseason. This was his best, the longest that he had gone in an SEC start this year. It tied his longest outing, but he was clean, man.
Ground ball, and that is just foul.
Garrett Wright was not moving on that pitch right there. 3-2 with just 1 out. We'll see if they switch it up here.
Got him. 87 miles an hour. Gets Grimmer. Out number 2.
They were just staying with that cutter that was away right there. Coyle just leaned on it. Grimmer had fought some pretty good ones off. This was probably off the plate, but good enough, or at least looks good enough when it comes out of his hands to offer at. That movement took it all the way off the barrel.
So now Henry Ford. We've got to be really careful with him if you're Arkansas. Average has dipped just a tick under 300, down to 299. 55 runs batted in for Ford. Two 2-0 now on Ford. .6'5", 225. The Virginia transfer. That's down and in.
He was a playground legend too in Charlottesville. I mean, like the kid that played Little League that hit more home runs than anybody else had, and had a big time freshman year when he was at Virginia too. But with all the coaching movements in the offseason, went into the portal and was fit perfectly in the middle of this Tennessee lineup.
He looked at a strike there. Well, he led Virginia in hits, home runs, multi-hit games last year. Finished second in batting average. Hit .331 as a freshman back in 2024 with 17 home runs and 69 runs batted in as a freshman. Foul ball at the plate. We'll do it again. Preseason All-American. He's made 2 dynamite plays as well at third base today for Tennessee. Here's the payoff. That's going to get in foul territory and drop in.
Well, depending on how this thing ends, especially the last one, because the last one saved a run. You could look back on those as being 2 of the more important defensive plays of the entire game.
Foul ball. Tennessee this year defensively leading the conference in a .984 clip, which would be a school record for them defensively if they can maintain that number. Boy, just saw too many pitches. Hammers that one down the line. Here comes Wright. He turns the corner. The throw home, not in time. It's 5-3. And RBI number 56 for Ford.
Well, and you said it for Ford. Saw too many pitches and too many that were similar. This is another cutter that's on the inside part of the plate. I think the only question was, is Ford going to have the ability to keep it fair? This time waited just long enough. Still hooks it down that left field line, but 110 off the bat for Henry Ford. 2-out RBI that has the Vols back within 2 runs.
And that'll do it for Parker Coyle after 45 pitches. Goes an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, and 1 earned run. We'll update the change when we come back.
Epicenter of college baseball. Teams holding their breath for a chance to dogpile in America's heartland. It's the NCAA Baseball Selection Show with watch parties all over the country. Let the road to Omaha begin.
That'll be Monday, noon Eastern time on ESPN2. Figure out where your favorite team will be heading. You see the dates. Regionals start May 29th. Supers start June 5th. And then everybody convenes in Omaha at KP's house on June 12th.
Come on over.
Well, we get James Creamer, the sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. The redshirt sophomore began his career at Oregon State. Creamer making his 11th appearance of the year.
Mid-90s fastball, slider right behind it for DeCreamer. And he does have 3 starts on the year, too. But on for the 11th time, has thrown just 16 innings.
He was actually a pretty big part of that Oregon State staff last year that got to Omaha. Got a start in the Corvallis Regional. Did 5 shutout innings against USC. Ground ball out to second, and that'll get Arkansas off the field. But Tennessee does pick up a run. They've cut this Arkansas lead to 2. Kojal, Helfrich, and Stewart. Those guys have put on a light show so far. Can they continue it? Zach Stewart's seen 2 pitches, and they have both left the yard. Can he go 3 for 3? one swing in his second at-bat of the game, and it was KP, you called it right away that this did not look good. Look how quickly that left hand came off the bat, and that was it for him. He went back in the tunnel, met with the training staff, and he just came back out. There is no ice or any tape on there, but the way we've been watching him, the way he's kind of keeping that left hand, and now, you know, folks are looking at it.
The fear on that one, and this is not saying what it is because I have no idea, but the fear on that with that type of move is the hammy,
yeah,
especially with the bottom hand.
Here's Cam Koziel. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Arkansas. Koziel started things off in the first with that home run to right center. We thought was a pretty good mash off the bat. Zach Stewart has trumped that twice now. What was he, 108, I think, or 109, his home run? From an offensive standpoint, this guy has been their leader.
He's just hit. I mean, this is second year of the program. And again, I think what gets overlooked, and I know that Arkansas has not been a great defensive team, but the ability for Koziel to play short, they like the way that their offense fits better with him at that spot. He's held his own. I mean, the range is not what you're going to see from other shortstops. He only made 6 errors at short this year. That's a very respectable number.
Ryder Helfrich helping his team May out. Ryder on deck, and then it's Zach Stewart. Easy to pick out Zach with the nice flow he's got. Are you saying if only? Was that what you're
Once upon a time.
Right. Koziel, good take. Lays off that one down in the zone and draws the walk. Chandler Day, the true freshman. And gets to face the top draft prospect in the Southeastern Conference and the number 6 overall prospect in the 2026 MLB draft, according to our own Kylie McDaniel. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Helfrich today has walked and grounded out. Average at 290. 15 homers and 48 runs batted in on the year. 72 miles an hour. That'll be challenged.
And that was that big looping breaking ball that you're on the mound. You're just hoping catches the very outside part of the plate, and it just didn't quite get there. Ryder Helfrich turned around to David Savage almost to apologize. Sorry, I had to do it. Didn't miss by much, but did just miss.
I'm surprised he didn't.
It was a tenth of an inch off, by the way.
I thought he might have challenged the first one. I think he let that first one go. It looked a little up in the zone, but didn't let that second one sneak by him. Yeah, as a catcher, you got to be a little careful back there, right?
Yeah, it's when you run out the next half inning behind home plate and just.
Yeah. Hey man, sorry.
Got a little fist bump.
Yeah,
that's
sorry,
enough.
Sorry, just had to do it. 2-1 now to Helfrich. Now it's 3-1. Nobody out. Koziel stands at first base after a walk. And back-to-back walks now to start the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Well, probably not the exact situation you want to face Zach Stewart. Since the first two times he's come to the plate today, this is what happened. About a combined 900 feet of home runs today for Mr. Stewart.
That one left the bat, I believe, if I recall, 116.
Yeah, it was just a tidy 116 on the last one.
And he looks at a strike to start this AB. And another strike in there.
Pretty good ones. You know, you go down to Athens and it's feed the trees with the home runs. He may have done it here,
yeah.
and nobody does that here.
Yeah, that second one kind of bounced off the roof of the little patio area and then off into the pine trees. Dave Van Horn was talking about what a great freshman year he had at Missouri State. Numbers down a little bit, but said he really watched him closely, felt that he had something to offer, wanted to grab him out of the portal, give him a shot. This time Chandler Day gets him on a 1-2.
Credit Chandler Day too for attacking with a fastball right there. That's 90 miles an hour, which still is not a bad fastball, but it's up at the top of the zone. That's one of the reasons that it stayed right there. And it's that high ride fastball that hitters think is going to come down just a little bit further. That time it didn't. Big strikeout after 2 walks to lead off the inning, but he gets Stewart swinging right there.
Josh Elander will make another change. Going back to the bullpen one more time. Chandler Day jogging off, bottom of the 5th.
Hoover, Alabama in late May. It's awesome. But what we also know about Hoover, Alabama in late May is what we don't know. And that's what the weather is going to do. But when it is not awesome, man, it is so not awesome.
Come on, McGee.
Was he trying to jinx us?
No. We don't need the McGee jinx.
I'll tell you what I love about Ryan. He loves college baseball. Loves it. Growing up in the South, you get used to some SEC baseball, ACC baseball, and certainly the best conference tournament in the country going on right here in Hoover as the fans start to trickle in a little bit more, because later on tonight, the LSU Tigers and the Auburn Tigers square off. Here it's 5-3 Arkansas as the Volunteers make the change as they go to Ethan Viato, the right-hander making his 15th appearance. 3-0 on the year and 23 1/3 innings of work. DJ Poppy 2 for 2 today. Couple of singles, but was caught stealing. Only the second time this year. Poppy, the junior transfer, took a couple of years at Texas Tech before coming to Arkansas. Bothered by an injury last year. Boy, he just mashes, I'm talking mashes this one into the Hoover sky, out over the secondary fence. ...111 miles an hour and another one up over 430 feet.
I'm trying to do math in my head right now, which is sometimes scary. We're over a quarter of a mile in home runs already today. In fact, I think we're about a third of a mile of home runs already. They're not sneaking out. And, I mean, Poppy can show you some flash sometimes, man, that he could do some things that not many other people can. 434 off the bat to left center, and that is the reaction you've seen 4 different times from Arkansas hitters when it comes off their bat, is that no doubter reaction to a home run that you don't really have to watch. Another home run, the 4th of the day for the Hogs, and they extend that lead.
There have been compressed baseballs today, and Arkansas has provided the juice.
That's another one.
I mean, the look on Poppy's face the moment it left the bat.
You know how far that is, Dave? About a third of a mile.
I know a guy went to Stanford.
It's actually a little bit more than a third of a mile, if you really want to.
He kind of added it up in his head.
I was trying to check the math myself. I couldn't quite get there.
Third of a mile of home runs.
Yeah. We're in the 5th, by the way. Pretty impressive day for the Hogs on the offensive side today. Tennessee will go back to the bullpen. Nick Abraham, who was up and throwing earlier in this one, now on to try to get him out of the 5th.
They'll turn it over to Nick Abraham. See his numbers. 16th appearance, and he's throwing 33 innings. And that 4.36 ERA. Ground ball. Fielded cleanly by Merritt, and they'll just get him over at first base as Souza is retired for out number 2. I mean, clearly Arkansas has some power, but the numbers, the analytics of the baseballs that they've hit out of the park today have been staggering. One of Stewart's was 116 miles an hour.
And that didn't even go as far as his first one.
Yeah. Eight hits, 4 home runs for Arkansas. 5 hits for Tennessee today. But the Vols have scored the last 2 innings. They had cut the lead to 5-3, but it's back to a 5-run advantage. Here's Carter Rutenbar. This one is out of play. Took over for Kahio Aloy. Took over an 0-1 count after Aloy injured that, we assume, the left wrist, left hand. Ended up striking out that at bat back in the 3rd inning. Two and two on Rutenbar. Super talented, true freshman. He's also a fantastic high school quarterback. Little chopper, and that is foul. Boy, some moans and groans from the Arkansas faithful.
Ooh. You can't challenge that one either. Close. They definitely hit foul first. No, it's foul. That's well done. Eric Gaucher hit foul first, never came back, and it missed crossing the bag by much, but that's well done.
Up and in on Rutenbar. Gaucher was behind the plate yesterday in one of our games, and actually he was challenged. I can't remember the exact number, but he was, I think, only missed 1, maybe 2 of the challenges. He was on top of the strike zone yesterday. That one is down in the dirt, so that'll be a walk for Rutenbar with 2 down in the inning.
Totally different look right here for Arkansas. Abraham on the mound is kind of an old school sinker guy. You don't see as many sinker guys anymore, so when he's going right, he's going to get ground balls. For the most part, everything else today has been guys who want to elevate the fastball a little bit more. Abraham does not. He wants it down in the zone.
Good look from the cap camera. David Susi over there at first base. All kinds of technology going on here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. You know, we have like I had a ball bounce out on the field. See, we knew something was up. Good thing we had the cap camera.
Yeah.
He was calling for time. We knew before the players. That one drops in there for a strike. 1-1 to Micah New. Do you notice there's like 50 microphones? We have 26 some odd cameras at this event.
Yeah, they catch a lot.
Yeah, the audio was really good last night in the LSU game if you were with us last night. Now it's 1-2 on Micah New. LSU holds off Oklahoma last night 6-2 in a, I mean, it's win or go home for LSU at this point.
For I think every game here on out.
Line, and that one is foul. That's on tape, and if that was, for instance, my son, I would have that tape and we'd go home, we'd review it.
Do a little film work tonight?
Yes. All right, we got that mitt. Let's put it on the ground. Let's work on some ground balls.
You got to start with the good stuff. You got to start with the good stuff.
Right.
Good positioning. We just got to get that glove down the ground.
Had a good read on the ball.
Yeah.
See, now if Henry Ford was thinking he'd let that go and we could have had another play down there and see if we'd learned anything from the first one. How cool is that to be able to do that? Come here at the SEC tournament. And all of a sudden,
you make a lot of new friends.
I was about to say, look at all of just hovering. Oh, that's great. They're just waiting and waiting. I have a feeling that there may be a pretty sizable crowd later on tonight down the berm. Henry Ford across the diamond. They get Mike Anu, but the home runs have been the story in this one, KP.
Yeah, they were coming in, Dave, and we've seen more of that. 4 for Arkansas, 25 through the first 7 games total.
Tennessee got off to a good start last night as they take down South Carolina 11-6. Cam Appenzeller got the start. Picked up his 6th win of the year, 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, gave up 3 earned runs, and threw a total of 84 pitches. Good night. Hey, Camp, thanks for joining us, man. I'm just curious, like, what's it like to get the baseball in the opener of an SEC tournament? Like, what were you thinking and feeling and emotions before you got the baseball?
You know, it's pretty cool. I mean, you watch it on TV when you're younger, and getting to be out there, it's just a great opportunity to have.
You know, a kid from Illinois, how much did you pay attention to SEC baseball in the tournament, you know, as a teenager growing up before you got to Tennessee?
You know, when I was younger, not that much, but throughout high school, we kind of got more into it, more into baseball, started watching it.
Did you think that you'd ever be a guy out here throwing for Tennessee wearing the big orange jersey?
I mean, it was always a dream. Almost. It was always a dream. I mean, it's just a great place to be. So I'm happy to be where I'm at and ready to keep going.
Hey, Cam, I want to talk about your season a little bit because you were kind of that guy in the middle of the season out of the bullpen that really stabilized a lot of things. And that's not easy to have that role as a freshman. I would assume that you hadn't thrown out of the bullpen a whole lot in your life. Most guys that get to college really haven't. So what was that transition like for you?
You know, it was just like finding a different routine. I mean, every starter's got their routine. I had mine in high school. And it's just kind of getting to figure out what other guys do out of the bullpen, you know, learning from guys like Arv, Teagan, Blanc, any guy who's been here for a little bit. Just learning from them, figuring out what I need to do to get ready.
So over the course of the season, how do you feel like you've grown?
I felt like I've just kind of been able to adapt to any spot they put me in. I mean, I've thrown out of a lot of different spots, started midweek, started SEC games, came out in SEC games. I mean, just kind of being able to adjust to where I'm at.
You know, I always like to hear stories about how you ended up at Tennessee. Like, what was it? Were they the top of the list? Were there other options? Just talk me through your recruiting process and why you ended up in Knoxville.
Yeah, so it started with South Carolina. It was actually the first school I talked to and committed to them. And then, you know, coaching changes and everything just opened it back up. And then I knew I wanted to go to Tennessee. It was either them or Mississippi State. And after my visits, I knew where I wanted to be.
Did you have any thoughts about facing South Carolina last night before the start?
I just thought it was pretty ironic. I mean, it was just pretty cool. I mean, both teams that I've kind of been a part, or not been a part of, but
well, you kind of were. I mean, you committed a little bit. You'd been there. Yeah. You played a little basketball. in high school. Are there any good hoopers on this team? Have you found a guy, you know, can you get a game?
Yeah, we get games. You know, summer, fall, off season, we all get together and hoop a little bit. Jackson Estes, he's a pretty good basketball player. Some other guys can shoot it, you know.
Who do you draft first? Who's your #1 draft pick if you're picking your own team?
Jackson Estes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would be the second pick?
Henry Ford. He really grinds.
Wow, okay. I wouldn't see that coming.
Nah, he really can shoot, man. He's actually a surprisingly good basketball player for how good he is at baseball.
You know Dansby Swanson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He at Vanderbilt. They all their guys come back, and the first time I walked in the gym and they were playing a pickup game in winter, and Dansby Swanson was lighting dudes up. I had no idea he had that kind of game. So maybe Henry Ford's kind of the same kind of thing. Got some game.
Yeah, worked out okay for Dans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Henry likes to compare himself to Grayson Allen. That's how he plays.
Okay. I mean, is he like? Does he play like Grayson Allen? Just out of curiosity.
He's got some grit. Yeah.
Okay.
He plays pretty good.
Hey, that was well done on the way. He's got some grit. I like that. Hey, for you, I know some of the stuff you like to do off the field, a little hoop, but golf is something that you're pretty good at. Did you always play golf?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of played my whole life. Dad got me into it when I was young, so it was one of my favorite things to do.
What's our number right now?
I'm like a +2 handicap around there.
Ooh. Okay.
So that means you're getting like 12
all of a sudden I perked up. What are you doing tomorrow morning?
Hey, I mean, yeah.
yeah. Look, he's not afraid. He's like, what time? I'm good.
I got the day off.
I got to be careful.
Yeah.
We like to have a little fun up here with Chris Burke and Kyle Peterson and I on the road. And
hey, out of you guys, who's better?
Well, this weekend it's been me. I'm just gonna. Chris Burke's not here, so I can say that. But
where'd you guys play?
Over at Ross Bridge, right around the corner. You know.
Yeah,
and let's just say that KP's down a 5-iron since we played 2 days ago.
Sometimes there's unfortunate. Sometimes you got to teach your 5-iron lesson, Cam. Yeah, I think you've probably been in those situations before.
I've lost a 5, 6, 4-iron. I've lost them all.
It's a little shorter than it was when I got here.
Hey, Cam, the best part of the story on Tuesday was, though, our cart ran out of juice, and it was like 8 o'clock at night, dark, and we're trying to finish up, and KP wanted nothing to do with the golf course anymore at that time. He made me push the golf cart up a hill so he didn't have to get out. That's what we did.
While he sat in there?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Working on his quads.
Yeah. But no, we'll have to get that, run that. And by the way, the golf facility in Knoxville, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. No, it's sick. It's state of the art. I've been there a few times, hit on the range a little bit. It's cool.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to catch up with you down the road a little bit down the way. It's been great to get to know you a little bit.
See you in the postseason, man.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
Good luck with everything the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, mate.
I don't think we're going to include him in our foursome. The way he responded to me on that.
Sure,
I'm available. Yeah.
I get the first draft pick in that one.
Yeah. Okay. So you're leaving me with Berkey.
I know who my cart mate is already.
Yeah. Well, you'll have a cart mate because we make us take different carts.
I do.
Ground ball.
Well done.
Robinette. Can they turn two? Oh, dropped it first. They had an opportunity and just couldn't pull it off. But good play by Robinette to at least get that first out.
Yeah, this one looked like, I don't know if it's extra bases, but for Robinette, some of this too, when you hold a base runner on, coming off aggressive to be in a position where at least you're creating a little bit of space towards second base. So on a ball like that, you really do have a chance. Robinette, all 6'5" of them, goes up and gets that one, really gives him a chance. Can't quite turn the double play, but you will absolutely take nailing the lead runner right there.
Icefelder now will step in.
See, that's the one I'm talking about with Helfrich, where he steals that low strike. He knows when to go get it. He knows when to bring it back up. He started low to high on that breaking ball and may have stole one right there for his pitcher.
There's a strike 0-2 on Icefelder.
It's quiet movements back there, and quiet movements appear good to umpires. Not a lot going on.
Ground ball left side. That'll be a foul ball. Boy, it's got to be nice if you're Arkansas, and you got a guy like Helfrich who can work with these pitchers. I mean, he's just a coach out there.
Here's the other thing is when you get in a 2-strike count, you don't feel like you feel like you could bury a breaking ball in the dirt because you trust the guy behind home plate so much. So it doesn't take anything out of the arsenal. The confidence level is high on everything, in part because of the guy behind the plate.
Arkansas was one of the first schools that really kind of let their coaches, I mean their catchers, call games.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see it again tonight with Chase Freilich and Auburn.
Boy, that's an outstanding job on the mound. So Creamer gets him off the field. Ryder Helfrich coaching him up. 8-3 Arkansas. Jay Johnson back at Hoover Met, bringing his Tigers with him to take on the Auburn Tigers. Could be his last game in an LSU uniform. The draft eligible sophomore, the number 17 prospect, hoping he's got some more games in this single elimination event. LSU and Auburn coming up after this one. That guy's ready to go right there, KP. I mean, he is all business.
He's got his game uni on.
He woke up this morning and said, "Where's my uniform?"
Slept in that.
Yeah. Where is my uniform? I mean, he's got it all going on.
Stole your chain, too.
I remember
Just be a couple more years. Couple more years. I want to be on the hill.
He's like, where's my foul ball? Due up for Arkansas. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Reese Robinette, Damian Ruiz, and Camden Kojal. 9-1-2. That one is fouled off. 1-1 to count.
That's more your speed right there.
Yeah.
You're more of a roll down the hill guy.
That part right there where you, and that's more, and there's more your speed right there. I would give anything for you to go do a cartwheel on the side of that hill.
Retired gymnast.
Base it to the right side. Oh, the thought of that just made me laugh.
Good at I can provide you joy, Dave. That's what I'm here for. Get up, Dave.
So Arkansas trying to add to their hit total. They have 9 in the game now, 8 runs. And again, of those 9 hits, 4 have left the yard. Damian Ruiz with one of those 9 hits, 1 for 3. Steps up to the plate. He is grounded out and struck out as well. Boy, Tennessee had cut this thing to a 5-2 game. Heading
5-3.
A 5-3 game heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. And then TJ Pompey with a 3-run blast provides that separation once again. Pompey with 15 home runs this season, which matches the number of home runs he had in 2 seasons at Texas Tech. Swing and a miss there. 1-2 the count to Ruiz. Ruiz out of Livingston, Texas. A couple of years at Houston Christian, 1 year at Lamar. He was a Southland Conference Hitter of the Year last year. 388, 7 homers, and 22 doubles. Shoots that one up into the seats, heads up. Looked like a hand deflected that, maybe caught somebody in those stands. See the guy whose hand it hit. Last night, by the way, Lance Cormier, working with Lance.
That was a pretty good play.
Caught one, came right through the lights up here in the booth. I coached him through it, though. I gave him space. I moved out of the way, gave him space.
Say, this is where we need the Snoop Cam footage, just to see if you pulled a hamstring getting out of the way.
Well, I figured he played pro ball. I should have played pro ball, but I didn't. So I'd make the guy who got paid to catch baseball.
Well, let him feel good about himself, right? You know,
he's
retired a couple years.
No one ever gave me a chance. Never got that call. Three and 2 on Ruiz. Boy, an awkward swing there, and that'll be first out.
Yeah, good slider there from Abraham. I mean, you can see Ruiz just doesn't quite recognize spin and time. Saw a fastball, then by the time he recognized that it wasn't, couldn't stop those hands, and the break took it just far enough off the bat after the leadoff single. A big strikeout right there, the leadoff hitter.
So one down for Cam Kojal now. Tennessee will put the big shift on. They'll move Henry Ford over to the shortstop spot. Manny Marin on the second base side of the bag. Kojal was just trying to play games with him.
Yeah, he'll do that now too. I mean, obviously the book on Kojal is it's within the infield is very, very pull. However, he's okay swallowing his ego if they're going to give you a base runner. It wouldn't shock you if he does it again, honestly, right here, because they haven't made any defensive adjustment. I mean, all you got to do, and you can bunt this ball hard if you want.
Yeah.
Because all you're trying to do is get it past the pitcher, Abraham.
Kojal with a home run today, 1 for 2. That one gets past Garrett Wright, and that'll move Robinette to second base.
You can see, too, the minute you get that base runner out to second base. However, at third, Ford has to play more of a traditional third base position, because if he vacates like he did before, they're going to go ahead and steal third on him. So it does change the infield defense when a runner gets to second.
Ground ball. Marin has to come a long way. Throws. Oh, what a play.
Pretty good there.
Manny Marin was on the second base side of the bag, running away from first base, makes a heck of a throw to get Kojal.
Well, think about it, too. If you're playing traditional shortstop position, you're actually charging this ball. You're coming straight in, momentum's taking you to first. This is the opposite, to where Marin has to go get it, and he really didn't have enough time to get around it. So you got to take a pretty direct, well, he got around it early, but then he had to go direct to get to it. Great throw on the run. It has to be directly on line. If it's not, Kojal's going to beat it. Well done by Marin right there.
And here's Ryder Helfrich. Couple of walks and a ground out for Ryder. Robinette over there at third base with 2 down. Nick Abraham's worked an inning and a third now, giving up 1 hit. Now it's 2-1. That's a strike, 2-2. Arkansas hasn't won a game here since 2023. They've lost 4 straight, trying to end that streak. Up by 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tennessee has won 2 of the last 4 SEC tournament titles. And a swing and a miss, and the inning is over. 5-run advantage for the Hogs.
Nick Abraham doing his part right here. It's a scoreless 6. Now Tennessee just needs to get the offense going. For the 7th, it's an 8-3 Arkansas lead.
Some of the guys that have played in this tournament, we just saw Alex Bregman, Dansby Swanson, Jack Caglione most recently. I mean, Kevin Cobbs, Paul Skeens. I mean, folks, you come here and you're watching big leaguers.
You're looking at big leaguers. That's exactly what it is. How about this? Chalk has held so far for the quarterfinals, too. When you look at it right now, we'll have 2 quarterfinal games tomorrow, 2 of them on Friday. Longhorns, I believe, just got to town today. I'm not sure about A&M. But both Texas and Texas A&M won't play their first game until Friday.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. Jay Abernathy to lead things off. He's 0 for 2. His average down to 238. See if that can drop in, and it will. Good start for the Vols here in the 7th.
Well, doesn't matter how. Just turn that lineup over. Abernathy didn't get a whole lot of it. 63 miles an hour off the bat right there. But
compared to
I would rather have that than if he barrels it up, he's out. I mean, that one at least can drop it between Kojal at short, Ruiz out and left, and it goes for a leadoff single for Abernathy.
And now the lineup does get back to Garrett Wright, leadoff man for Tennessee. He's 2 for 3 today. He's got a couple of base hits in the third and the fifth and a fly out in the first. He's averaging 350.
A little bite on it right there. I mean, Creamer comes in, and you talked about the role that he had for Oregon State last year, and it's been a few different roles this year for Arkansas, but that's a real slider.
Ground ball, foul. Well, KP, in the big picture for this Tennessee team, going 1-1 in this tournament, does that do anything?
I don't think it changes anything.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're a 2 seed. They can't play themselves into a host. And so ultimately, you know, can you better where you're at in that 2 seed pecking order, which, you know, there is a little bit of movement this year that's different in the past. Maybe.
Called strike 3, but that's going to be challenged by Garrett Wright.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
And it is a strike. And he'll head back to the dugout.
But no, I think Tennessee gets interesting in the postseason. For me, because of the way the offense has been the second half of the season and the jump that Tegan Kuhns has made.
Yes.
Tegan Kuhns is throwing like an ace right now. And so you've got a real ace that can match up. You get a decision to make, but depending on who you're playing game 1 of a regional, whether you throw Kuhns or save Kuhns. But that's a difference maker.
I mean, there was some help. I look back at LSU season last year, and with Ianson and Anderson, 2 dominant pitchers. Now, they had help along the way, but you knew you had 2 really good bullets.
1-2 in the country in strikeouts.
And
yes.
My point is that if you have 2 elite guys, you can go a lot of places.
You can. Yeah, I don't. Now, they've got to figure out if they're going to get Landon Mack back, who's missed the last 2 turns, and that would make a difference because he had a period during the regular season where he was very good. But Kuhns is the one that can match up with anybody. And if you get to an offensive ballpark, it's an offense that may be able to slug with anybody. I mean, I'll give you an interesting one potentially. Is Georgia Tech's going to be one of the top 3 overall seeds. Tennessee's going to be one of the later 2 seeds. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Tennessee could go to Georgia Tech as a 2 seed, and that is a ballpark that fits an offense like theirs. Clearly fits Georgia Tech's.
Abernathy goes, throw down, not in time. Great jump by Abernathy. Almost slid over the bag. Yeah, Georgia Tech's offensive numbers, folks, are staggering this year.
It's Georgia Tech, Georgia, A&M to me are the 3 most complete offenses in the country.
A&M with a big season-ending series victory over Mississippi State. Kind of a important one. That one is hit high in the air. And it'll go foul. Boy, that ball went a long way. Mentioned those top 8 national seeds. UCLA still hanging there at number 1. And there's Georgia Tech and Georgia. And you mentioned Texas A&M as another offense that has caught your eye. Right now, currently, as the last top 8 national seed.
UCLA went 29-1 in the Big Ten.
Is that a statement about the Big Ten or a statement about UCLA? Base hit there. That's probably going to get a run in. Abernathy easily comes around third, and Grimmer will have his first hit today, and it's a double with an RBI attached. Eight-4 game.
They're not going away now. They're not going away, and there's enough thump that they can strike quick. Got a breaking ball that just hung up right there. And a good job by Grimmer to stay on it. Feel comfortable about using the middle of the field right there when you see the spin on that breaking ball. So Abernathy, the stolen base makes a difference. He may have scored on that. In fact, he probably would have where it wasn't a gap. But because of the stolen base, scores easily and cuts that lead down to 4.
8th double of the year for Grimmer, and now you get Henry Ford. Was in there for a strike, but DeCreamer didn't like the feel of that baseball. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me.
That's what happens sometimes when you give up a hit. You don't like the ball anymore. Let's just get rid of that.
Didn't like those first 2 calls from Ryder Helfrich. See what he comes with. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. You think that was the fake him out? Kind of head bob for DeCreamer, you know. Lance Cormier says he used to do that all the time, like shake off the catcher on. He shook him off twice.
Oh yeah, sometimes they're dummy shakes. Sometimes they're dummy shakes. They just want you to move.
High in the air, out to right, caught at the wall for the second out. Zach Stewart didn't have a whole lot of room out there in right, left. But there was enough.
He didn't miss that one by much because Ford has the kind of power that he can hit it out to any part of the ballpark. I think he thought this one had a chance too off the bat, but Stewart just in front of the base of the wall. Long fly ball out right there and a big out for Arkansas. That ball carries out. We got a 2-run game.
Grenlinger first pitch he sees. Slaps it just foul. Grenlinger today 0 for 3. Has scored a run. Hit into a fielder's choice, reached on an error and grounded out. Tennessee starting to find a few more barrels here on James DeCreamer. Drops that one in there for a strike. Good look at Hoover Met. Filling up for the nightcap, LSU at Auburn. Grenlinger chases one out of the zone. They'll throw down to first to get the out, and the inning is over. But Tennessee does pick up a run. They cut the lead to 8-4.
That slider's played today, especially when it's in a spot like this. DeCreamer, 2 more strikeouts in the inning, gives up 1, but Arkansas still has the lead.
Baseball tournament on the SEC Network is presented by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. Man, I love these hat cams we got.
I mean, it's looks that you just can never get anywhere else. And then you see when there's a ball on the field down the right field line.
We get to see the
you get a little bit different look at it.
Arkansas has put up 8 runs on 9 hits. 4 of those 9 have left the yard. That is the difference in this game.
It's also a season high. Ties a season high for Arkansas with 4 home runs in a game.
It's crazy. We have already set a home run record through 7 games.
Okay, you can. I'm going to let you set the number. We've got 8 more games. 8 more games. What do you think it ends
We're
at?
23 home runs right
25.
now? 25 home runs. I'm going to say we're going to hit 45 home runs this year.
Third of a mile right there.
Somebody did the math earlier on that, and it wasn't me. Mark Hindy, by the way, new pitcher on the mound for Tennessee. And Garrett Wright trying to get on the same page. Hindy 2-0 on the year, just 10 1/3 innings of work. Walked 7, struck out 7. He'll work against Zach Stewart, who has hit some mammoth home runs. And he wants to check that one, so he'll challenge the first pitch.
Batter challenging the pitch.
Thought that was a little low. And the Arkansas dugout erupts in elation.
I like the addition. I like the ABS addition this year.
And looks at a fastball in there for a strike. It's 1-1.
Where you at on it?
I like it too. I was concerned about pace, and
it was. I mean, today feels like a better pace than yesterday, which is understandable. I mean, it's going to take you a day.
And I find what's interesting is, part of the process is the measurement of each individual. They have their own specific strike zone based on their height. And I think it's going to take a while to get used to all of that part of it as well.
Catcher's challenging the pitch.
Now, if we're going to challenge every pitch, I might change my tune. Ooh. And that is in there for a strike. And Zach Stewart got one earlier. Garrett Wright wins one for the Vols. He's like, yeah, I got it. I got you, Mr. Hindy. Yeah. Catchers used to steal them by framing them. Now they're stealing them by challenging them. Now, Hindy has been a short-term get 1, maybe 2 out guy for Tennessee, and that's exactly what he did there to get the strikeout of Zach Stewart, who has 2 home runs today. So we will step aside here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Josh Elander making another change. TJ Pompey, who has a home run, waiting for his chance to hit. has been the difference maker today, and they haven't been fluke home runs.
No, they're not sneaking out.
Yeah.
There's none of these snuck out. 2 in the first. That really got this Hog offense going. Zach Stewart's second right here that was obliterated to right field. And then T.J. Poppy says, you know what, boys? Let's see if we can get a right-hander to hit one tonight. I'll go ahead and one-hop one out into the parking lot.
Poppy, 15 home runs this year. Had 15 in 2 seasons at Texas Tech. Of course, injured part of the season at Texas Tech. But the 6th pitcher used by Tennessee here in Hoover. Bo Rudy making his 22nd appearance of the season. Just 26 1/3. He's another guy that's maybe an inning, a couple batters.
He's got good numbers too, man. I mean, the ERA a little bit higher than you would think when you look at those numbers. 19 hits in 26 1/3. The walk number's really low.
Yeah, that works. The 36-5 strikeout to walk ratio.
The catcher's challenging the pitch.
Garrett Wright hit on it earlier. Can he do it again? It is a ball. So Tennessee will be down to 1 challenge remaining.
Yeah, you better be efficient now.
That's in there for a strike at 92 miles an hour. T.J. Poppy 3 for 3 today. His average has jumped up to 275. 15 home runs and 38 runs batted in this year. Well, I remember earlier the SEC season, week 1 or 2, and Dave Van Horn was just trying to figure out his infield. They were just kind of a mess.
He was trying to figure out his lineup too. I mean, this is another lineup that has taken a jump forward from what it was in the first half of the season.
Swing and a miss. That'll be out number 2.
And Rudy, one of those guys that has a very different fastball than we saw from Abraham. This is the one that just holds plane and stays there, and he's intentionally elevating, ideally maybe a little bit higher than that, but still the carry on that fastball is enough to get it past Poppy right there.
Nolan Souza. Souza at second base today has doubled. Grounded out and flew out. Average of 278. It's this one high in the air. Left center. Jay Abernathy says he has it. And he wasn't lying. Third out of the inning. 8-4 Arkansas through 7. Butch Thompson, he's got a team that is loaded. Certainly national championship caliber type program at Auburn. LSU and Auburn, the Battle of the Tigers here at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium, coming up in our nightcap on day number 2 here at the Met. Auburn checks in at 36-18 overall. LSU at 30-27. Two teams that have had different seasons. Boy, I tell you, this might be one of the most complete Auburn teams that Butch Thompson has had.
Yep. Especially with the way they've hit the second half of the season, too. That offense has come back. Cole Gibbler on, the left-hander, primarily out of the bullpen this year. He's had a few different roles. It's a slider that kind of defies reality. He'll get a ton of swing and miss on the slider, even though it doesn't move the way you would normally expect a slider to move. But
he'll face Levi Clark to start things off. Levi, a couple of strikeouts, has a single today. Average at 240. That one is down. Levi hitting 297 though against SEC teams this year. He was at 165 leaving the pre-SEC schedule. That's how good he has been. He's third leading hitter in conference games, but I mean, I guess it's a sign of that's how bad it was before SEC schedule began and what has happened to him. I mean, he just kind of hung in there and it's clicking now.
And it was.
That one is smoked out to left center. That's going to bounce off the wall. The second hit for Levi, and right on cue shows you what he can do with the bat in his hand.
Well, he can hunt a 3-1 fastball now. We talked about it earlier with Clark, who just from a raw power standpoint has as much raw power as anybody in the field right now. When he gets in a dead red fastball count like he did right here, he can center that thing up. If that had backspin, that's carrying way out of the ballpark, but instead just drives it right past Ruiz in left field, and it's a leadoff double for Levi Clark.
I was talking to Levi earlier this year about the struggles a little bit, and he was saying that, you know, he did some swing change in the offseason, but came back in the fall and was killing it. Left to go home for just a little while, and then came back in January and said it for whatever reason, just couldn't get it going.
But they hung with him.
Yeah.
Because you know what the upside can be, and that upside's starting to show. What's interesting about him, too, last year is he was really hot early. And then when he got into SEC play for the first time, that's where he got a little bit exposed, whereas this year has kind of been a flip of that.
Here's Manny Marin, a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Ground ball out to short. Kojal across the diamond. That'll be out number 1. Shame Tennessee won't be able to host a regional in that new ballpark, a renovated ballpark, Lindsey Nelson Stadium. What a wonderful environment that is.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. It's pretty awesome setting. It is incredible when we go across the country now at some of these on-campus facilities and what has been built for college baseball. Stone Lawless, good to see him in there. Gets a pinch hit opportunity right here.
Stone, one of the, I mean, there's been 3 or 4 guys been hit in the face by a baseball this year during a game. Luckily, nothing severe has happened to this point. Now, Reese Chapman for Tennessee hit in the face, fractured bone in his jaw, but it wasn't during a game. It was at practice here at the Met on Monday. He is back in Knoxville right now, getting checked out, trying to figure out a game plan moving forward. Seeing if he needs some sort of procedure, that kind of thing, and how long he might be out. And never even got to suit up here in this 2026 SEC tournament. Two and one on Lawless. That's a strike, 2-2. High in the air, out to right field. Stewart is there to make the catch. Clark will tag up at second and wind up at third, but there are 2 down now. There's a chance we may have one of the largest Wednesday night crowds.
You always do. When LSU's playing a night game here, they're going to show up. With the season that Auburn has had, and you got a large fan base here in Hoover and Birmingham that are Auburn alums. It's going to be a good way to end a Wednesday here in Hoover, Alabama.
Or start a Thursday, depending on when we finish.
Get both.
Right. 2 down the inning for Nate Eisfelder. He's 0 for 3 today. Ground out, fly out, and a strikeout. He pops this one up. And that will get into the seats. Oh, they are ready. Wonder what school they like, or I wonder what school their dad likes.
Yes. Dad, Mom. There was no choice about outfits tonight.
That is gloved over there at third by Poppy, and what a job by TJ to get Arkansas off the field.
Nick Scott in the spot right there. This one kind of knuckles on Poppy, too. I think he thought it was maybe hit a little bit hard. Great look from Hat Cam over at third base. Eric Gaucher giving us a perfect look at Poppy. Strong throw across the board to get the Hogs off the diamond. Bottom of the 8th. Arkansas doubling up Tennessee.
Dari, Luge, Todd coming up after the game. We will have a conversation with Auburn's McCrane brothers down there on the field. Also have the winning squad from this game here coming up to visit with us a little bit. Get you set for Auburn and LSU. All when we are all done with this game and what looks to be anyway an Arkansas win. It is not easy to hang on
better
to
transfer.
baseball in these things.
Better transfer, Dar. Come on.
Dari, how come the big leaguers don't drop it?
That's a great question. That's a great question, Dave. One I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
And I love how you positioned yourself up on the hill so you're going down. That was brilliant.
That's right. That's right, man.
Got some velo.
Yep, got some. I'm like Randy Johnson up here, guys. The only way I'll ever be that.
And Dari, I have one more question. Did you ever think you'd be playing catch with big leaguers in your lifetime?
I'm telling you what. So Luch and I on Sundays sometimes we'll go back behind the building on Rally Cap days, and I'll love playing with him. But man, as you probably know, there is a
Yeah.
when a big leaguer throws a ball that does not happen when I throw a baseball. It is wild, man.
How about when a big leaguer turns the glove upside down? What do you do with that?
They don't make these for lefties.
Apparently, somebody's got to make a phone call.
Hey, Luce, did you miss Arms Day today or what?
Hey, I just want to know, how big was that cow that they took the skin off to make these gloves?
That's the other thing about these. They're actually a little bit better quality than you expect. You probably think they're like styrofoam, but they're not. I don't know. They're probably like pleather, but they're not bad, really.
All right. Well, we'll see if anybody needs it. Maybe we can throw them out in the field here later on tonight at some point.
That's exactly. There you go.
All right, guys, listen, we'll talk to you at the end of this one. Got a good one coming up later tonight between games. They'll get you set, LSU and Auburn, after we are finished here. I mean, listen, we're buddies with all these guys that I work with, big league. I mean, everybody's played some form of high-level baseball. And, again, I just wasn't invited. I never got that call.
You just ran out of time.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But, I mean, it is kind of cool to play catch with some big leaguers. I know the first time Chris Burke and I played catch, I think he was trying to prove a point that he was a big leaguer because he was throwing it like 90.
You think he was?
Yeah.
I'm certain he was.
I mean, I think he was trying to hurt me. I had a new catcher's mitt. I wanted to break it in. That one's popped up right side. Catch is made there for 1 out by Levi Clark. Or 2 outs, excuse me. And this was years ago, and Berkey was not too removed from his professional playing career. And he's like, now I'm having to play catch with this clown?
I'll show you.
Right. And look, man, we've been friends ever since. We've reached Robinette with 2 down. Or I think we're friends. Rudy drops that one in there for a strike. Again, Arkansas with a win here. If they can hold on to this, gets the day off, they will suit up on Friday, and Dave Van Horn can get
The batter's challenging the pitch.
his pitching set up the way he would like to have it moving forward. And that is a strike in there. It's 0-2. They will take on Texas. That'll be Friday, the first game of the day. 3 o'clock local time.
Little Dietz-Valanis matchup potentially on Friday.
That's worth showing up to the ballpark. You know, again, I just, when I watch Texas and I look at the job that Coach Schlossnagle has done, I mean, we've known him for a long time now, back to his TCU days. We'd had one of the great super regionals, Texas A&M, Texas Christian TCU and Texas A&M in Fort Worth. I think that game went like forever.
We didn't care.
Swing and a miss, and inning is over. But Schloss just keeps putting together winning programs, and he's doing it again at Texas. Tennessee down to their last opportunity. It's Abernathy, Wright, and Grimmer. 9-1-2 coming up for Tennessee. Heading to Hoover Met for the nightcap. And if Tennessee fans and Arkansas fans stick around, I'm serious that this may be some sort of record number of crowd here on a Wednesday night, day 2 of this tournament.
Especially this early.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you see it a little bit later, but day 2 is going to be a pretty darn good one.
Is there any magic left with LSU? Here's Abernathy. And, well, you know, you watched last night. I'm sitting here calling the game, but you just like wonder, like LSU, like that's how it was supposed to look for them this year. It just didn't really show up. I mean, Gavin Guidry was fantastic. Just overall, as a pitching,
cheering at the back end.
Yeah.
What they had to do on the front end. I mean,
catcher's challenging the pitch.
Fontenot starting the game that he had no idea was going to start until a half hour before.
Fontenot went 2 1/3. Guidry went 3 1/3. Sheeran 3 1/3. All told, they struck out 13 and walked just 3 to the LSU pitchers. Gave up just 1 earned run. Ground ball out to short. That will be the first out of the inning.
Number 5.
Here's Garrett Wright, 2 for 4. So KP, Tennessee's going to head back home unless there's some sort of miracle top of the 9th inning. But your thoughts about Tennessee and postseason? As again out to short, Kojal again makes the play. What do you make of Tennessee as they get ready for NCAA tournament?
I think a lot of it depends on the draw, to be honest with you, and where they get sent. There's plenty of firepower. It's not the deepest pitching staff in the world. We've seen that. But again, Coons can be a difference maker. I know that Blanco wasn't great today, but Blanco's a guy that usually is going to give you a real chance over the course of the weekend. So, yeah, I mean, they got a puncher's chance.
There is Tegan Coons waiting for his opportunity. He'll have to wait till next weekend. Cole Gibler getting some work here, trying to close this one out. It's gone an inning and 2/3, 1 hit. That was a double by Levi Clark. Zach Stewart, we just saw a moment ago, 2 mammoth home runs. Kojal also leaving the yard. TJ Pompey hitting a home run, and they were hammered home runs. 4 of the hardest hit balls so far of this tournament. What was Stewart's 116?
116.
I think it's 116 off the bat on his second home run. Catch is a part of the play, but a challenge.
The batter's challenging the pitch.
And that'll do it for the challenges for Tennessee.
David Savage has been pretty darn good behind the plate tonight, man. I think you realize when you have this challenge system how good these guys are in the SEC behind the plate.
Lifted in the air, but that'll be out of play. Well, we got a good pitching matchup tonight. Jake Marciano of Auburn, 2.74 ERA against Kason Evans, who when he is on is as good as anybody.
If there's one guy in this tournament as a starter that you don't want to pay attention to the ERA because of what the upside can be, it's Kason Evans. We'll see which Kason Evans that we get tonight.
No swing. It's full 3-2. Yeah, Kason's at ERA. I'm going to pay attention to it, even though you just told me not to. He's at 6'2" with a 2-3 record on the year.
Hey, we've said this so many times, but sometimes numbers just don't tell the whole story.
When you watch him pitch, you go, how is it at 6? Ground ball again. He will tie a record held by many. 3 putouts for Kozel, and that one is in the books. Their first win since the 2023 season for Arkansas here at the SEC tournament. And snaps a losing streak as they hope to continue on. They will take a day off and move on to face Texas, the 2 seed, on Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern time with this 8-4 victory behind 4 home runs, 2 of them from that man, Zach Stewart. And this is what the bracket looks like. Texas A&M will await their opponent, but we're all set. Tomorrow, Georgia, Mississippi State, Alabama, and Florida. And then Arkansas gets a day off before meeting the Longhorns. Well, our final score here on our first game of day number 2 in the night session. Arkansas beats Tennessee 8-4. We'll be back in approximately 30 minutes for the final game of the day as 14-seed LSU takes on 6-seeded Auburn. But time now to get you back to our SEC Now set. Dari, Luch, Todd,